and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we're going to meet folks from an organization that builds bed for kids because they should not have to sleep on the floor. My guests are Marcia Austin and Robert Styron. Welcome.
Thanks.
Hi, thanks so much for having us.
I had never heard of your group until one of my neighbors started volunteering, and she's like, you have to talk to these people.
Yeah.
So you guys are a little bit under the radar, I think.
Which is silly because we've been here 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
We've been building beds here on the peninsula for children. We have delivered over 1,100 beds.
Wow.
For kids here on the peninsula. So we do service families who live here on the peninsula between Hampton and James City County.
So how did you get started?
We got started, my husband got us into this. We are an international organization, so we're just the local chapter here in Hampton.
And we should say what the name is. I'm looking
we
at
are
your shirt.
Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and we are the Virginia Hampton chapter. And he saw a Facebook show about Sleep in Heavenly Peace, which started out in Twin Falls, Idaho, and just fell in love with it. And he saw that video in like February of 2018, and by May we were out in Twin Falls, Idaho, getting trained so that we could start our own chapter here.
Wow.
And that's what we've been doing. And we've gotten a great core team together. We have Robert with us now who helps us, and there's about 25 of us on our core team, and we try to host a build every month. That depends on if we can find some sponsors, and build beds, as many beds as we can to help the children here on the peninsula.
And this is just so simple and so grassroots of an idea. You don't do a million different things. It is the one thing.
Yes.
Yep.
Robert, how did you get involved?
Well, I started about 4 years ago, and I was looking for some way to connect with the community. Had recently retired and was, really wanting to give back. And when my pastor actually said, hey, I got this opportunity you might enjoy. And I went and met David and Marcia and some other really very beautiful people. And I'm like, man, I really like this. And then what happened was the first time we went on a bed delivery, my wife and I were there, and we were delivering this bed, and this little girl was so excited, and she goes up to my wife and she just grabs my wife around the knees. Oh. And when that happened, I realized, you know what? We're here. This is it.
You make such a difference.
It is. If you ever need to refill that, warm fuzzy in you, come with us on a bed delivery, because that's where the payout is. And we take volunteers with us every month on our delivery things. This right here is actually a delivery kit we take with us. So when we go and deliver a bed to a child,
they need sheets and a pillow.
They get everything. They get not only the bed that the volunteer built, but they'll get a brand new mattress. They get new sheets, new blanket, new pillow, and then we even have bonus blankets. Usually this is a little throw. And these were donated to us by students at CNU made all of these.
Oh, that's nice.
So we do a lot of collaboration within the community as well with other nonprofit organizations, and that's really great as well that we get to do that. But we always invite people to come out and volunteer with us at any of our events, and we do have a volunteer site that they can look at and come see.
So how much skill does this take? Like if I wanted to volunteer?
Absolutely. We have had youth groups come out and build beds with us.
Oh.
If I can do it, Robin, anybody can do it.
I do like the power tool, no question about that.
Oh, you get to play with power tools.
Yes. And oh my gosh, we just had a build not too long ago, and the little girl on the drill press, she was like 12 years old, and she was mastering that drill press. So you do not have to know how to build, how to use tools. That's what my core team is there for. They're going to make sure you know what to do and you feel comfortable doing it. We provide all the tools and equipment. We just need sponsors to fund the beds and volunteers to come out and build the beds.
So there are easier tasks like screwing in or doing bolts or sanding.
Yes.
Yep.
We even have our bed build days are huge events, so you can have your church group come out and invite the families. We even have stations for the little kids to do. They can come and put the bolt kits together. So they'll put the washers on the bolts and put them in Ziploc bags for us. We have a few stations that are non-tooled. They just require like a little rubber mallet or something like that, and the kids are welcome to come out and do that. So we do have stations and activities for all ages.
Yeah.
And skill level.
Yeah, and it's not just church groups. We
Yeah.
we get sponsors from businesses in the area. Lowe's does a big sponsorship for us once a year, and usually we build about 75 beds at one
Yeah.
of those Lowe's builds. It's an all-day event.
Yes.
cow.
We have partnered with, we have a lot of repeat customers. We love that, who will come and do an event with us. They make it like an annual event for their group, and we love that. We want more repeat customers so that we know we can continue to help more children in need, because this is not something that we're ever going to get to the bottom of.
Really?
Oh yes. When we first started this, my husband and I thought, we'll build a few beds and help. And once you go out into these homes and you see how these families are living and you see the need, it was just eye-opening. It really was. That we have here in America, here locally, children who don't even have a bed to sleep on. And just think how that is affecting, not only their sleep, but their schoolwork, their mental health, their physical health. Everybody knows you need a good night's sleep, and you're not going to get a good night's sleep if you're sleeping on an air mattress that goes flat every night, if you're sleeping on a pallet of blankets, because that's what we see a lot.
Well, it also, I would assume, it gives them something that's theirs.
Exactly.
And if a child is in a situation where, things are not terribly stable, having that solid bed
Correct.
is a sense of stability.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a little safe place.
Yep, that's theirs and
That's
only
great.
theirs.
Yep. And it's hard to understand the need, but it's been estimated about 5% of the kids in our area
Yes.
are without beds. And we've delivered over 1,100 since we started. We delivered over 300 and some last year.
Wow.
And we had to basically halt taking any new applications this year because we didn't have enough space to
Inventory.
build to cover the applications.
So
Yep.
you need volunteers, but you also need sponsor money.
Yes.
Because it costs a lot to buy all that lumber, I would assume.
Yeah,
Or
and-
maybe you get some of it donated. But
Generally, what happens is a business will come in and they'll sponsor a 20-bed build or
Yep.
a 25-bed build, or a church organization, something like that. The Exchange Club, Serve the City, helps with us. But sometimes an individual, like my wife and I sponsor a bed, and it's basically $20 a month
Yep.
to sponsor a bed. And so we know we got one bed out there, every year. So it's an opportunity for anybody to get involved, and there's lots of different ways to get involved.
Yes.
She mentioned a core team. She mentioned regular volunteers. We call them golden volunteers. And then we have sponsor volunteers. So if you sponsor a bed build, we want your organization to come and help build the beds that you're sponsoring. So we'll ask you to come and help. Golden volunteers are just people in general out in the public. And there's a website that they can go to, our Sleep in Heavenly Peace website for our chapter. And that'll, open up the door for you to get in to help. And then if you like what you see and what you're doing, you can become a core team member. There's a step process to get to that now. There's some things you have to do to show that you have the capabilities, what that concept, of that part of the bed build is.
Well, there are so many important organizations in the community and so many ways that you can donate. But I'm going to say this is such a grassroots thing, and you're so close to the people that you're helping that you really see the difference you make.
I like to say that if you donate and sponsor and volunteer with us, you're going to see an immediate impact, an immediate return on your donation. So we'll host a bed build one Saturday. We'll build all of those beds. They'll sit for 1 week. We like them to get nice and dry. And we'll turn around and deliver them the very next Saturday. So you can see right then and there, within 2 weeks, your money, your donation, everything, your volunteer hours have just helped 20 kids out. Wow. Within 2 weeks.
And how does that feel? You're a mom.
I am.
We all worry about our own kids.
Yep.
You're worrying about lots of kids now.
I feel like I have 1,100 new children now because that's how many beds. You never forget them, and that you don't. You're like,
It's true.
You don't forget them. You remember all of them. Even though I don't get to go on every bed build, I have touched all of their applications and all of their case files and stuff like that. I've put their bed kits together. So I feel like I know all of these families and all of these kids. And
does it spread by word of mouth? Does one family,
Oh, yeah.
You've got lower income apartments, lower income neighborhoods, tell other families and you get applications that way?
Yeah, it's not uncommon, Robin, for us to go into delivering a bed into a new neighborhood. And, she'll see applications increase in that neighborhood, 2 or 3 applications. I forget the site we were in. It was in Newport News, and we went into this area, and the next thing we know, we had like 100 applications.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, it was
There's
incredible.
so much need out
there
there.
is, there really is. So you figure there is a lot of public assistance for these families, but not a bed.
Well, and rents have increased so much.
Yes.
The cost of living has increased foods. There are
Exactly.
so many increased costs that families face that,
A bed tends to be a
I
luxury.
hate to say that, but it
And
is,
it really
right?
it should not be. It should be a need. And we feel like a bed is an essential need for a child, especially.
So how do we learn more, or how do we get in touch with the organization?
On our website, you can come, there's lots of information. There's even a contact me button. So I know you guys will put our website information up there for us, which is shpbeds.org. That's where the application is for parents, or if you are an agency requesting on behalf of your clientele, you can also put in a request that way and learn more. We also have a Facebook page at SHP Hampton, because if you just look for Sleep in Heavenly Peace, there's like 300 of us out there.
Oh, right, because you're a chapter.
Yes.
Right.
So the local Sleep in Heavenly Peace page is at SHP Hampton, and you can see all of our events there. And then our volunteer website, which is volunteer.shpbeds.org, is where you can find all of our events that are going on, and you can sign up for those events and come out and help build or deliver beds with us.
Yeah, and we generally have 2 public builds a year,
Yes.
one in May and one in September.
Yep.
This is the first year we're doing something a little different in May. We're going to be partnering with NASCAR and
Very
the Langley.
community-oriented organization.
Yep, the Langley Speedway is going to allow us to come over there and build some beds.
That gives you some space to build, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's wonderful.
So we hope everybody comes out and joins us there. And
But now when you say, those are the 2 big ones where anybody can kind of walk in the door.
Correct.
But you do many, many more with a
Yes.
church group or an exchange club or
those are
a
called private
business.
builds.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would like to be able to do more of those. We typically do one a month on a Saturday. The facility that we're in right now is a shared facility, and we really only have access to it on the weekends. So our goal is to eventually have our own home where we can build beds and do all kinds of stuff any day of the week.
That would be wonderful.
That's our main goal, because I think we would be able to build many more beds, be able to find more sponsors who would be willing to do stuff during the week and not just on a Saturday.
A lot of our core volunteers are in the same situation I'm in. They've retired. They're looking for something to do to help give back to the community, and they're available all the time.
Yeah,
And
true.
so it would be really nice if we had a place that we could call our own, and we could set up everything, leave it set up, and then the volunteers could come in, or if we had a Boy Scout who was working on his Eagle Badge or whatever, he could come in.
We've done an Eagle Scout
Oh,
project.
yeah, that's
Yep.
wonderful.
So if you're an Eagle Scout needing a project, we have helped with that before as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to add before we close?
I think we covered everything. Thank you so much for having us, Robin. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for letting us know about this
absolutely.
organization. And I know your volunteers are very dedicated because my neighbor is so excited about this. She just loves it. And people need to know.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you that if you ever go on a delivery with us and deliver a bed, it will be something you will remember the rest of your life.
Indeed.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you both so much for what you're doing and for coming here to tell us about it.
Oh, our pleasure.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I hope you will consider helping this organization, which really means helping kids. And they could use money, donations, volunteers, and apparently a large warehouse space if you happen to have one of those. So stay in touch. Thanks for watching.